There are 3 questions people always ask us about when they're thinking about relocating to Florida.
If you're thinking that this may be where you want to live, you're going to want to know the answers to these questions. Let's get to it. So we have 1,000 people that move to Florida every single day. I mean, that's a lot of people coming down here. And the thing that every one of them, or most of them, are really concerned with is
hurricanes.
Big time.
That's the number 1 question people ask us about all the time. What do we do during a hurricane?
So we've been through a couple hurricanes down here, and the truth of the matter is in Central Florida, we're fairly well protected. We've got this group of, or all these trees over the top of us, and that tends to break up the wind. Now, if you're on the coastline, I mean, you were down in Miami for Hurricane Andrew and everything else, you can get beat up pretty bad.
Yeah.
If you're living in Central Florida, you probably don't run as much of a risk with hurricanes because of the trees, because of the infrastructure, and the fact that it actually softens when it gets here.
But the truth of the matter is you have hurricane insurance anyway, so it's not like you really need to be afraid about moving to Florida because we have hurricanes. It's not like you live in Indiana and all of a sudden you hear the sirens going off because of a tornado coming through. You have plenty of warning as we track the storms when they come through, so it's never really an issue. You know, George and I, sometimes we're not trying to make light of it because we know people do die because of hurricanes.
But we'll have... You know, when I'm putting up the hurricane, we have hurricane shutters on our house, and they're like trampolines that go over the house. And it just reminded me of that time when I was putting it up and I couldn't get my grill saved. So I literally tied my grill and hog-tied it.
I need to find the picture so we can pop it in there.
It was kind of, it did not blow away. The important part is my Weber stayed put. And we had 80 and 90 mile an hour winds coming through. Even the roofs aren't that really big of a deal if they're relatively new roofs, and we'll check that for you if you're looking buying a house. It's one of the things we're going to look at. But you should be fine for hurricanes here. We don't get really bad ones. Usually 80, 90 mile an hour gusts about it, right?
Yeah, so it's really not a big deal. It's a lot of hype.
Right.
But as long as you're safe and you know your home is secure, you're going to weather the storm without any problem.
So when Jackie used to do the news, and for all of you that don't know, I'm just going to rat her out on that when she was an anchor on the news here. Sorry, I know you don't like that news, but it
was another life.
Another life. Funny thing is, they call it going. What was it called?
Wall-to-wall coverage.
And that's what they do with hurricanes. It's like, oh my God, we've got a big story. So they really promote it. And they're like, we've had a top wind of 120 miles an hour, but that's a gust of 120. It's not sustained winds, and that's where the damage comes in. We're much more protected in this area. So please, if you're moving to Central Florida, don't worry about it. If you're going to move to the coastline, let us know. We can help with that. But more importantly, we'll be able to check and see what that property looks like. Is it really built up appropriately? Chances are it is.
You'll be fine, darling. All right, so the second thing that people always ask us about is sinkholes. I don't know why. People just think like Florida is Swiss cheese.
But it is. I mean, if you take an aerial view, this is a great shot. If we can do that, let's edit an aerial view. You can see them. These round holes that you're looking at are actually sinkholes. But they're not like they're sinkholes that happen every month or every year or every 5 or 10 years. They happen extremely rare. And this is over millions of years that these sinkholes are here. And in fact, Lake Eola, our number 1 biggest lake, was a sinkhole.
I think most of the lakes are sinkholes.
A lot of it, especially if they're
sinkholes
circular.
With water. That's what we call them.
Yeah, they're pools.
Yeah.
They're basically our version of a swimming pool or a good pond for fishing. The sinkholes are what define Central Florida, really the entire Florida area. You're not going to find them just here. They're all over the place. They're up in Pennsylvania. They're everywhere. I wouldn't worry about them. We just happen to have had previously a lot more, so it's not a really big concern in my opinion.
And if you are concerned about it, there is a sinkhole map, and we'll drop a link below if you wanted to check that out and see where is the greatest possibility of having a sinkhole. It'll tell you.
And I'm going to put in a video right now of what Lake Eola, that's our number 1 lake, our central lake in Orlando, and it's absolutely beautiful. Take a look at all of the high rises behind there. This is fine. A sinkhole, your house isn't going to fall into it. Okay, that happened. My God, remember we saw that in California where like somebody was driving along and all of a sudden the sinkhole happened and their car fell into it.
Yeah, it doesn't happen like that.
That's La Brea tar pits or something. That's why we're not in California. Because, well, that many reasons, but we're not. That's why we love Florida so much. Sorry, I had to put that in there.
That's okay. All right, the number 1 thing that we always get asked about, and I think this is really funny at times, alligators. I don't know why when we're showing those waterfront properties or their sinkhole front properties, lakefront property.
They're lakefront properties, or in our version, what we call them is plakes. They're pond-lake mixtures. They're plakefront properties.
I've had so many people say, are there alligators in that lake? Well, I don't know. But
actually, there's a good rule of thumb. So if you're looking at a property and there's marshland or wetland out behind it, then an alligator can probably do that. If you got a piece of water in your property that's surrounded by other homes, you're not going to have any alligators.
Probably not. Lake Jessup? Yeah. Ton of gators there.
Oh my God. You can literally walk across the lake on the back of the alligators, do like a Crocodile Dundee scene. for that. But for most of our property or most of our lakes here, alligators really aren't that big of an issue. I mean, they're cool to look at. You may see one of them sunning somewhere, right?
Yeah. I usually stay away from them.
Well, you don't like lizards, period. We have little
Sure.
we have lizards that are like this big. It freaks
me out.
And like, I got great video on that. Oh my god! If I can find it, I am going to put it in here. It'd be funny to show that.
Oh,
when we
stop
hear
it.
out in
No,
there.
you're not going to do that to me.
I will.
No. So anyway, don't worry about the alligators. However, I do want to tell a funny story where once a client had mentioned alligators and she was afraid of the alligators, and I was showing her a lakefront property that was fenced. And I said, well, don't worry about it because there's a fence, so it's not like an alligator can climb a fence. You'll be protected. And she said, oh, no. Alligators can climb fences. I was like, they can't climb fences. She showed me the video of an alligator climbing a fence.
Bottom line is, this alligator was actually propped up. I don't really believe it.
No, it climbed the fence.
No way.
It did climb the
Oh,
fence.
you got to show it to me.
You got to
So
watch
we're
it.
going to find it. We'll put it in. That'll be something we'll just throw into the end of this.
It's very rare that they climb fences, but you don't have to worry about it, okay? Don't worry about the alligators. We have too much to offer in our state for you to worry about alligator.
One of the things that we will definitely be doing whenever we look at a property, we want to see what the surrounding area looks like. The community, the pool, the lake, or lake, whatever that would be, and ask the questions. Is it logical that an alligator is going to be here? It's very possible you're going to find one that's about this big. I mean, there's small little ones as they're getting started, and they get pulled out or they actually relocate. You're not going to find anything that's going to cause you any harm. The truth of the matter is alligators aren't interested in people. Perhaps a little dog at best, but we'll keep you safe, I promise.
And they're good eating, so I hear.
They are good eating.
I would never eat that.
You've eaten that before? I fed you alligator?
No,
Yes,
never.
I did. We had alligator nuggets, and you're like, oh my god, this
No.
is good. You said it tastes like chicken.
Oh, stop it.
It's true.
No, you'd never fed
She
an
doesn't
alligator.
eat
He's
anything
lying
but
to you. He is not telling you the truth.
That is absolutely the truth.
I've never eaten
Our kids will validate
You
that.
know what? We will talk about it later.
Fair enough.
All right, but those are the top 3 questions that we get asked all the time. Hurricanes, sinkholes, and alligators. Don't worry about them.
What do you want to know about? What are the questions you have? Let us know. We'll make a video about it, but more importantly, we'll respond to whatever you do. If you want to put something in the chat below, we'll definitely answer you. Thing is, this is a wonderful place to raise a family, a wonderful place to live, and a wonderful place to work. I love being in Florida and Central Florida particularly. We are protected from the hurricanes. The sinkholes are just great lakes. And the truth of the matter is, I'm not really worried about an alligator unless you go to
Lake Jessup.
Lake Jessup. Lake Jessup's a little iffy. That's up in Sanford, a little further north, but that's a big. It's only 6 feet deep. Did you know that lake is 6 feet deep at a maximum? I wouldn't swim in it. I wouldn't fish in it. I wouldn't do anything in that lake. That's just my opinion. Very clean, but it's full of gators.
Yeah. All right. Those are the top 3 questions we get asked about all the time. Again, if you have any questions for us, drop a comment below. And if you're liking our channel, please subscribe to it and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it.
Chances are you'll find some very funny things in here. Have a great day. We'll see you real soon.
Bye for now.